Hi, I'm Candace Ritchie, and I'm a site technician for the Illinois Department of Natural Resources, stationed at Black Hawk State Historic Site in Rock Island, Illinois. And today I'd like to talk to you about the management and the benefits of prairie ecosystems. A prairie is a vast grassland with forbs mixed in, which is just a fancy word for flowers. From the smallest insect to the largest bison, they all work together to keep it in balance. Lightning strikes would come in and it would set natural fires to this landscape and also keep the vegetation in check. It would keep out large trees and it would keep out invasive species that might be moving in. This grassland is now a habitat. It's cover for the prey, I guess, from the predators. And these prairie ecosystems also have these immensely long roots. They can be 12 to 18 feet long. A drought would come through, these plants would be fine because their roots are deep into the ground and they're well established and taking in all the water down there. So they don't have to have that constant rain coming. So if a flood were to come through, it would not take out those plants, and those plants would hold the soil. Native Americans, like 1,400 years ago, you guys, they witnessed nature at its best and they started mimicking this. So they started drawing in lines in the grass, like a break, we call a fire break now, where it's bare soil and you can burn off of that break or to that break. They did that because after the lightning strikes, they saw that it sustained. It sustained the grasses, the forbs, all the native stuff, that the wildlife that they relied on for their survival came back. So they were going out of their way to sustain the prairie and kind of mimic the lightning strikes. So this isn't new. When the settlers came, though, they were kind of afraid of the fire. They didn't want to keep that going because they were putting their houses everywhere. So now we're trying to go out of our way to bring it back. Imagine a large tree putting out all of its limbs and he's stretching out. Well, the prairie is not going to grow underneath, okay? So that would be an invasive or aggressive species moving in. An invasive species like burning bush or honeysuckle or autumn olive is something we deal with on a constant in the prairie. And they come in and they just take over. They fill in the prairie. Nothing is growing underneath. A lot of the times you just find soil underneath there. We also have some shrubs like burning bush that come in and they put chemical into the ground so it doesn't allow for other grasses to grow. Then that's where management teams like me and possibly you someday can come in and be a part of that. So prescribed fire is a very effective tool. Prescribed fire on the land basically sweeps through. It eats up all the grasses that have been died off and building up over the years. It sweeps through with heat and it kills off the invasive trees and shrubs and just the bad stuff that's not supposed to be there and all their seeds. Some of our native plants actually enjoy the fire to pass through and it opens up the seeds so they can germinate. We are trying to get people to have more training so they can be able to mimic this natural occurrence. Living Lands and Waters goes and cleans out the invasive junk that's in the river system. They're cleaning stuff that crowd and take up space and don't let the native organisms or plants live there. So fire also does that. If we put prescribed fire to a landscape, it's taking care of an ecosystem that allows the natives to thrive. It is fun, but it is scary sometimes. You have got to have your training. Nobody ever said this is glamorous. We're all suited up, ready to go. Go have some fun. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.